my Hebrew name is Nessa bat Yitzhak bat Kedem. My father is a Turkish Sephardic Jew and an immigrant who came here in 1969. My mother is an atheist of Welsh background. I have been the victim of violence from both the state and from the recent fascist organizations that are in our streets every day now. When I heard that this was happening, I said, I need to speak to my community. And there's a few things that we need to talk about, and I do intend to curse, by the way, so that will happen. Great. The people in this country, and increasingly across the world, desperate from economic hardship and kept ignorant by the rich, have finally turned to fascism in a desperate attempt to secure a false feeling of safety and superiority by scapegoating the other. We can look to the history of fascism to understand how fascists are successful. The greatest allies of the fascists are the capitalist, the patriot, the police, and the centrist. To the capitalist, I say, fuck your market. Your market has never been free. The freedom of your market is a hypocrisy when it makes people slaves and creates a world where children in Yemen starve, but Jeff Bezos has enough wealth to feed all the starving on earth for 4 fucking years. When I declare that I am an anti-capitalist, it is because I know that capitalism wishes to commodify our very souls and then demonize poor people as lazy and stupid. The hood is not stupid. We know the systems of power, and we are tired, but you cannot destroy our message. To the patriot, I quote the immortal Emil Goldman, my fellow anti-fascist Jew. Patriotism is the last refuge of the scoundrel. In the heat of so-called patriotism, the United States government has committed horrific acts of immorality and evil over and over again. If your idea of loving your country involves narrow and inaccurate perceptions of brown people, then your patriotism is white supremacy. Whoa! We see you, and you will not be permitted to use the flag of nationalism to spread your hate. Many people are fed the lie that if brown-skinned immigrants come here due to genocidal United States foreign policy, that they are taking something away from citizens. This is bullshit. Support your local immigrant organizations. Support Amor. Support PRISM. Support the Dorcas Institute. There are people every day working to make sure that the residents in this state feel welcome and secure. That being said, you must also support your local anti-fascist crew. They call us terrorists. We are not. I have spent the last 2 years of my life fighting in the streets of Boston and Providence in order to be bodyguards for people of color, for trans people. And what have I gotten? I have an article on Stormfront with my name in triple parentheses because that's what the alt-right do when they say that I am a Jew. I have gotten them calls to my father, my immigrant father, with death threats. I have been jailed. I have been beaten by the police, and I have had the Proud Boys punch me in my face for trying to stop them to come to our city. To the police, in the immortal words of NWA, fuck the police. Fuck the police. I say fuck the police. Fuck the police. I saw what you did to my comrades in Worcester, and I see what you do every day to torment people of color, including my own father and myself. When the police must be treated as fascists because they continually have demonstrated that they support and protect fascists, that they operate as street soldiers for white supremacy, and they value the lives of their wealthy overlords over the lives of the people. It is the combined evils of nationalism and the police that bring us our modern-day Gestapo, ICE. people who are undocumented. I don't mean in general. I mean, I know the names of people who are undocumented, and I love them. And if somebody tries to fuck with people that I love, then you know what? Yeah, they can get the fuck off our streets, and we'll be here physically to stop them. Because all of the actions that you see anti-fascist crews taking, these are defensive actions. These fascists, these hate groups with names like Resist Marxism, Free Speech Boston, okay? These racist bigots like Samson Rasiopi, InfoWars, Alex Jones. These people are in your neighborhoods. Your colleges in Rhode Island are starting to legitimize hate groups like Turning Point USA. That's bullshit, and you need to fight this.
Yeah. Amen.
My last bit of words are for the people who call themselves centrists. For the people who think that they can wear pink pussy hats and hold signs and think that that's gonna stop Nazis. If you think that love trumps hate, fuck you. If you think that love stopped the Holocaust, fuck you. Yeah. Google the 43 group. Do you know what the 43 group is? Raise your hand if you know what that is. I want you to get on Google right now and Google the 43 group. Because when the Mosleyites decided that they wanted to march through the streets of East London talking genocidal hatred against Jews, you know what those Jews did? They got together and they formed an underground organization to stop those rallies. And you know how they stopped them? They didn't stop them with love. They got in the streets and they put their bodies in harm's way so that they would stop hate speech. And while we're on the topic of hate speech, free speech does not cover hate speech. You will not be permitted to come to our city and talk about deporting immigrants and talk about the hatred of black people and claim that it is patriotism and claim that it is free speech. We see through you bitches, and we're gonna get you every single time. I could do this every weekend. 11 of my people are dead. That's it. I'm enough. You cannot stop Nazis with love. If you are an able-bodied person, if you have the privilege of being a cis white dude, we need you too. I'm tired of living in chronic pain. I am tired of them hitting me and punching me in my face. I'm a 34-year-old teacher, for God's sakes. If I can be out here, so can you.